If your creative process is not intertwined with the universe, with spirit, with God, if it doesn't touch spirit, then the creativity has a chance of turning destructive. When you intertwine your life, when you intertwine your heart, when you intertwine your ideas, your words, your mind, your intentions, your care with something outside of yourself that is ever flowing, that is some form of devotion outside of yourself, everything that you create will be in a flow. Everything that you create will be magical. You will begin to go with the energy and run with the energy, and no one can destroy that. I repeat, no one can destroy that. Not even yourself, not even your self sabotage, not even imposter syndrome, because the magic that flows out of you, people will recognize that. People will recognize, oh, wait a second, that feels authentic. That feels real. That feels like this person is exposing or sharing a part of them that is special. And that's what people want. That's what humans need. We need and we want to feel connected. But how can we become connected with other people when we're not connected with ourselves, and when we are not connected with the world, and we're not connected with the universe? So, step one would be to make everything in your life intentional, holy, excellent, no matter what it is. So, you show up and your presence is holy. You are excellent. You speak intentionally. You have a purpose. And a purpose doesn't have to be a person, place, or a thing. It doesn't have to be all of this. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my life. Your purpose as a human being with a heart, a human being with poetry, a human being with romanticism, a human being with love and care and all the spectrum of capacity of emotions. Your purpose is to find what makes you the most you. If you are stuck in creativity or a creative rut, if you don't know what to do or you don't know who to be, you don't have to be anything but yourself. You don't have to do anything but what you're doing. Okay, so if something is not, that's when people always say, like, oh, get aligned, I'm aligned, I'm aligned. And that's what they mean. They're aligned with the flow of their heart. They're aligned with the flow of their life, and they're aligned with what makes them shine, what makes them feel like their most self, what gives them energy. So, if you are ever caught in this place of where it feels like you're doing something, or you're trying to achieve a goal, or you're trying to, yeah, when you're trying to achieve a goal, or you're trying to complete something and it's like chewing chalk, or it feels like that, it feels like that, or it feels like, yeah, that's my term. It feels like chewing chalk. Oh, and it feels like that, then it's not giving you energy, right? And I'm not saying that is taking away from the hard work that you have to do, and the hard work that comes with believing in yourself and saying, like, all right, I got this, not hustle mentality, but having that, like, grit. All right, I still have to handle this, but even you handling something, even you going towards something, will still give you energy, because it gives you inspiration and gives you motivation. So that's what people mean when they say, I'm aligned, this was aligned, this feels aligned. It's because it creates this hum, it creates this flow. You feel like I'm going to the right road. And that's what I like to tell people who I speak to, my friends, my clients, all of these people. Like, if a person, place, thing, idea doesn't, feels like you're chewing chalk, or feels uncomfortable, you have to know what that uncomfort is. You have to label it, because sometimes your soul is trying to guide you. Your soul is telling you no. Your higher self, people say the higher self, right? But something outside of yourself, or yourself, is telling you no. And it's up to us if we listen to that. It's up to you if you listen to that, right? I know that it feels good when I see someone who is around my age, or someone I can be a friend with, or someone that makes it a little bit more digestible. So I hope I am making this digestible, and I hope that I am bringing some comfort into this chaos of this world and things that you're going through. I end all of these with an entry that I wrote, and I hope it inspires you to either, write the same thing or make it your own. Yesterday it was writing Yesterday was about the law of gratitude, finding some form of being grateful where you are and things that you've accomplished, and even the bad feelings, like being grateful for the bad feelings and learning how to turn it over. So writing a letter to someone who has hurt you, writing a letter, and breaking that karma, breaking that peace, rewriting that destiny, rewriting that story of you did me wrong, I wish you well, bye. Or maybe I don't wish you nothing. That's what I see sometimes. I don't wish you anything. But spiritually, it's thank you for this lesson. I release you. I release you from my mind. I release you from my story. I release you from the stories that I would tell. You're not part of my wounds. You're not part of my body. You're not part of my heart. You're not part of anything. Clearing and purifying all that is related to the person that did me wrong, my enemies, my, ops out in the world, or, people who have hurt you, because, yeah, we all got hurt by someone, right? Let's be honest. Anyways, that was yesterday. Today is about creativity and your connection with creativity. And it has a lot to do with the flow of life, with your vitality, with your truth, with your honesty and authenticity, because that's what people want to connect to, and that's what people want to connect with. And we're humans, and we want to love, we want to care, we deserve a yummy experience of this life. We deserve the most luscious love. We deserve everything. You deserve everything. This is my entry to vowing to my creativity. I wrote, my creativity is holy because it expands my heart, brings me closer to God, earth, and the divine, the universe, the elements. It brings me peace when I am creative and gives me more energy. It creates a ripple of energy in my body, psyche, and life. Pretty interesting. I asked you today, what does your creativity feel like? What emotion does creativity feel like most to you at this moment? It can be anything. And once you can pinpoint, but I want you to get really exact with the emotion. So if there's this, you can Google emotion wheel and look at the emotion wheel, and just, it's very important to get exact on the emotion that you're feeling. We're not taught this. So every part of your life, ask yourself, what emotion is this bringing? What emotion am I actually feeling? Right? So, what emotion do you get when you hear the word creativity? What emotion do you get when you hear the word creative? I am creative. I have to be creative, or I want to be creative. And some people even say, like, I'm not a creative person. Yeah, you are. You love, and that's creative. Creativity is the flow of your life force. Creativity is your life force. It is that energy, it is a vitality that runs through your spine, that runs through your body, that runs through your heart, that runs through your relationships with people. So if you are single, if you are out of work, if you are just caught up in a in kind of like a limbo space, ask yourself, how can I be creative? How can I create union with something today? How can I bring creativity into my life? How can I bring a flow into my life? So I leave you with this, and we meet again tomorrow. Please let me know, comment, what emotion do you get when you hear the word creativity, when you hear flow of life, when you hear what is that one thing that keeps you going? Have you tried your best to do something different to make yourself feel good, to flow, to create? Because we are creating everything. So comment, reach out to me, let me know. Let me know how you're liking this series. This is day 2 of 30. I am very grateful to share this with you. I am very grateful to be here and have the opportunity to finally share, to finally be at a place where I feel comfortable of sharing. I have people who reach out to me, and it's not to book a session or things like that. It's more to have a conversation. And sometimes I don't have that space in my day to have those conversations that I want to have. So this is my gift, and I hope it reaches you. This is my gift to you, to talk and commune, be in a space without judgment, be in a space of creativity, be in a space where we can be just regular people having a conversation and speaking about things that matter and how we can better ourselves, how we can better our minds, how we can help and navigate the emotions, navigate life, navigate milestones, navigate these questions that we have about why we're here, what are we doing, what is religion, what is philosophy, what is the esoteric, what is mysticism, what is all. I speak to the good in this world, the good in the spirit, the good in the astral planes, the good in all the realms. That's who I speak to. That's who I commune with. That's who I devote my time with. And that's who I create with. So, if you're part of the gang, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you here tomorrow. Bye. Actually, I have an idea. I'm going to pull an oracle card for us for today. Okay? Let's see. 2 cards fell, so let's read this. The Fool. Let's see. Here we go. We got the Fool and we got the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. And this is interesting because this is what we're speaking about, and I wish you can see the imagery of the Fool and also the 2 of Pentacles. So I don't know if you can see this, but you see how there's a flow, right? The journey is here. You are guided and you are protected and you are surrounded by a force that you cannot see but only feel. So that is what the divine is. That is what we are creating with. It is a force that we can only feel, sometimes not see. So just know that if this is the beginning of your journey, this is something new, and you caught on to this video, today's day 1 of everything. Today's day 1 of the rest of your life. And with the other card that came through, it's the card of change. So how can you balance change in your new life? How can you balance how can you balance all the change? How can you balance all the elements? How can you balance everything that is in your favor? And what do you need to change? What do you need to change in order to feel enveloped by this force that is here for you to trust? That is a force that invites you to trust yourself, to love yourself, to trust life, to trust the free fall, to trust the starting over. What does it mean to start over? What does it mean to trust? What emotions come up to you when you hear those words? And what emotion comes up when you hear the word change? There are a few things that you have to change in order to take a first step. Okay? And the change is maneuvering, identifying, and seeing and feeling in your life where you have always been supported all along. And once you see that, once you see the good in your life, once you can get through the helplessness, once you can really see how you've been loved, how you've been supported, how you've been taken care of, that's when your day 1 begins. And if you're catching this, I hope today is your day 1. I'll see you tomorrow.